who are already known to me, those who know me, this is Vineet Pandey. Those who don't know me, a great welcome to all of you. This is the revision session, and yes, today I'm going to use a notebook for revision. You have seen me in hundreds of videos that I never use any material for the revision thing. I keep asking things, and today also I can do the same thing, but today I want to have a kind of revision session which is actually tough one. So I'm not going to ask some easy questions. I'm not going to ask some questions which are like a kind of a cakewalk for students. I know whatever I'm going to ask will be easy for online students, but this is I'll be frank. I'll be frank that this revision is primarily for my online students. Why I'm making it public? Because if the students can learn from the session, from this video, so it will be beneficial for all of us. So this is the reason this is a public session. And yes, it's a public session means the video will be uploaded for public. I'm not taking questions here because then it starts distracting. So when I read the questions, I have to answer the questions, and then we get distracted from the main point. So today I'm going to take some questions for you, maybe 30 to 50 questions, maybe 100 questions. All I want to say that if you are able to answer at least 70% of these questions, then be sure you're gonna get a JRF. Because today my questions will be totally different. Those who want to answer the questions can write in the comments of the video. Save this video with you forever. Whether you are a student of graduation, post graduation, appearing in PhD entrance exam, appearing in MPhil entrance exam, these questions will always be there for you. They can help you. You can use these questions to make your own test papers. And along with these things, if you feel that you are not able to understand those questions and you need a certain explanation, so what you do, write down the same thing. WhatsApp us on 85870 35827, and then in other public live classes I will explain those questions. So suppose if I get 30 questions from different people, so I will be explaining those 30 questions in a different live class. I'm trying my best to give you live classes. I'm very much occupied with my own book and meetings following the book. I'm also trying to be in touch with Education Minister for some suggestions. Like I have some requests for UGC net reforms. So if I meet him, if I like, I'm trying my best to meet Education Minister Mr. Pokhriyal. So if I meet him, if I get a chance to be with him, I want to convey something regarding net JRF, government jobs, the value of PhD, the time duration of MPhil, and some basic suggestions that I really feel like it should be there. So that's the point. Now I'm going for some questions. I have used my own one of my personal notes. And before we start, all the students who know that I give you the lectures which are almost different for people, because what I believe is that if you're teaching for net, teach the level which is above of net, high of net. Why? If it's a higher level, when you appear in net exam, you'll be able to qualify in any kind of paper. If it's the toughest one, you'll be able to qualify. So today you will have a special lecture on this book. I hope you can see the book. It's Multiculturalism, Liberalism and Democracy. So today I'm going to talk about these 3 points and conservatism. There are only 1 or 2 questions asked in net exam. Most of the people, they don't teach it. No doubt, even I did not teach in the last classes. In offline batches in Delhi, we have discussed these things. Because there are students, they ask the questions, so we are supposed to answer. So today, you'll the online students will have a proper live class for this thing. I'll explain what is multiculturalism and then the liberalism concept plus conservatism. So let's get back to the question session. Let's not waste more time. Generally, I take 5 minutes for the introduction session, so it's 4:28 seconds. And let's go for the first question. The first question: who are gadfly philosophers? Gadfly philosophers, Gadfly, gadfly philosophers of 18th century. I bet 99% people have not even heard it. Not online. Online में तो मैंने पढ़ाया है. I've explained this thing in online class. But gadfly philosophers of 18th century. I'll give you the answers also. we are done with the session, you write the answers in your comments. If you're not able to answer those things, we'll give you the answer in another live session. All you have to do is WhatsApp us on 85870 35827. And yes, the online students, the registered students in my batches, they don't have to send a separate message. Do not fill my mobile with 700 more messages. Right now, 2000 plus students are there. So I don't want to have the messages from my online students. Why? Because I'm liable to answer you. So these questions will already be answered. आपको मिलेगा in the group. You will get in the group. So don't worry. So the first question we are done with. Let's see how many of you can answer. Second question is, who has coined the term university wits? I'm sure this is an easy one. Who has coined the term university wits? Third question. Name the writer who published his own folio. Folio means collection of plays. We know about Shakespearean folio, which was published by Hemming and Condell 1623. But name the first writer, the first dramatist who published his own collection of plays known as the first folio. Name the writer, name the timing. Give me the timing. Who has said this thing? Knowledge comes, but wisdom lingers. Knowledge comes, but wisdom lingers. Let's see who answered this thing. The first person to write or elaborate about the Arthurian cycle. The next question we have is, the first person to write about Arthurian cycle, to elaborate Arthurian cycle. Hope you know what is Arthurian cycle. The online students, you know that. I've explained you. The concept of Holy Grail, the concept of the dowry, 12 courtiers, everything has been explained to you. So the first person who explained this concept, the first person who has written about this thing, uska naam kya hai? What is the name of the writer? Name of the book. Next one. Battle of Poitiers took place in. I'm sure you can answer this thing. I'm sure you can answer this thing. Next question comes. Who said for Chaucer, his characters are individual as well as they represent their types? Who said about Chaucer that his characters are individual as well as they represent their types? Let's see who answers this thing. Then another question. What is the name of Richard II's wife? Online students, remember that Parliament of Fowls dedicated to Richard II and his wife. I was about to tell you the name. His wife, their marriage. What is the name of Richard II's wife? If you think as a question nahi aate, if you think these kind of questions are not asked in net exam, 2015 December net exam question was there that this lady, the one Duchess Blanche, belonged to which area? So Yorkshire, Lancaster, where was she like having her maternal house? So Duchess Blanche's maternal house was a question in net exam 2015 December, and the answer was Lancaster. Then the next question we have is this one is the easy one for online students. What is the rhyme scheme of Rhyme Royal? Write in comments. Comments में लिख देना. The question comes, who is the one in Chaucer's Canterbury Tales when they go for a lottery to find out the first speaker? Who wins the lot? Who becomes the first speaker? Who wins the lot? I can go for hundreds of questions. What is the original title of Mirror of Meditative Man? Easy for online students. And which book, famous book, written by John Gower, which famous book written by John Gower was discovered by Lord Macaulay? किसकी मैन्युस्क्रिप्ट लॉर्ड मैकॉले ने कैम्ब्रिज यूनिवर्सिटी में डिस्कवर की थी? Those who are able to answer it, I'm telling you, you are going to get a JRF because you are having my knowledge, my notes. So if I'm a double JRF, I read like that. Have you ever wondered that thing, that the book written by John Gower was discovered by Lord Macaulay. So let's see who answers this thing. What is the name of the second leader in peasant revolution? We know about the first leader, Wat Tyler, 1381 peasant revolution. The name of second leader. Online students को मैंने पढ़ाया था, बोला था, remember this thing, because when Wat Tyler died, the second one continued. And I'm also controlling my tongue because I feel like telling you the answer. We'll tell you the answer, no doubt. We'll tell you the answer. I'm choosing questions for all of you. So the next question goes for, who is the character in Vision of William concerning Piers the Plowman? Who is the character in the story? I'm sure it's easy for any student who has gone through my lecture and remembers it. Second thing is, in the same book, who appears as the Good Samaritan? Question of net exam. ये आ चुका है, that's why I started reading that point. So the question, who is represented by the Good Samaritan in Vision of William concerning Piers the Plowman? Name the writer who has famously been called the Virgil of England. Virgil of England किसे कहते हैं? The next question here we have is, I'm sure this can be answered, so I should throw an easy question. Who is the first poet laureate of Scotland? The first poet laureate of Scotland. We have another question. I don't want to go for it. It's easy for all of you. Or should I throw one easy question to give you some confidence? Tell me the timing of the War of Roses. War of Roses कब से कब तक हुआ था? I so feel like studying, going through my own notebooks. I seriously feel like studying. I sometimes feel like that, forget everything, leave everything, finish these books. I have shown you my recent purchases also in the last online video. My recent books are there with me. The next question comes from Thomas More. I'm sure you can answer it. Thomas More's Utopia was translated by Ralph Robinson under the supervision of. So who supervised the translation of Thomas More's Utopia, which was done by Ralph Robinson? Next question. Let's see how many of you are happy, how many of you are scared. I understand it happens. अगर आप आंसर नहीं कर पा रहे हो, थोड़ा डर लगता है, it happens. But this is reality. This is the mirror. So we have to go for it. And I'm asking something very common. I teach these things in online. I'm not going for the toughest question, the rarest one. Otherwise, जो जितने लोग नेट पढ़ा रहे हैं उनको भी नहीं आएगा. So make sure you try to answer. Keep writing these questions so that you can later find out these questions. Another question for all of you is, Total's Miscellany 1557, the first collection of poetry, first printed anthology, has 271 poems. My question is, how many sonnets are there by Wyatt? How many sonnets are written by Surrey? How many sonnets are written by Nicholas Grimald? And how many sonnets are by unknown sources? And if you're my online student, you're not able to answer this thing. This is a warning bell to you. Most of the online students, they ask me in every batch, sir, audios are enough. Sir, PDFs are enough. Come on, it's been 9 years I'm teaching. 9 साल पहले से पढ़ा रहा हूँ. But students have become YouTube teachers. And every time we update things, we give you better things. The question is that, are you prepared with the content I'm giving you? So if you're an online student and you're not able to answer these things, it means you are simply paying me fees, taking audios, keeping them aside and wondering, will I be able to get JRF? If you're not able to answer, this is the time. And also give me the review. that, sir, please continue this session so that I can go for Americans questions, Germans, French, teaching of English, linguistic, language pedagogy. I can go for those questions, I can go for those solutions, and yes, it will help you. And this session will be free of cost. Online students are having their separate sessions. 3 a.m. session and other sessions are going on. Next question. What was the age of Queen Elizabeth when she declared that she will be a virgin forever? What was the age of Queen Elizabeth when she said that I will not marry? So she took this decision in a particular age. What was the age? Who said a famous quotation, a famous line, I will have but one mistress here and no master. I will have but one mistress here and no master. In Fairy Queen, there are virtues which are represented by Edmund Spenser through the book Fairy Queen. Edmund Spenser gave the source of those virtues. Name the writer who has been acknowledged as the source of those virtues. In Fairy Queen, book number 3, what is the name of the witch? It's an easy question. ये easy है. Fairy Queen, book number 3, what is the name of the witch? Next question. Which particular stanza in Astrophil, which particular stanza was removed as it was believed to be written by Mary Sidney, sister of Philip Sidney? So Astrophil, which is written, has a stanza which was removed from the book, later published separately as it was believed to be written by Mary Sidney, sister of Philip Sidney. The famous book Amority, questions from Amority, the famous book Amority, collection of 89 sonnets written in 1595, has taken sources from, it is based on, question mein batao, it is based on. Another question, all the students, they remember the way I narrate the story when I taught you the story that Edmund Spenser became the spy for Queen Elizabeth. As in spy, he was working in Ireland. My question is that which war was going on between England and Ireland? Which war was going on? The time duration of the war was 1593 to 1609. So, sorry, 1593 to 1603. Which war was going on? Just like 30 years war, this is also have been given a name. Name the famous person who was called spy master. Online students को आना चाहिए answer. The famous person who was called spy master. How many sonnets are there in Astrophil and Stella? Very easy question, just to motivate you. I'm sure you can answer this. And if you are not able to answer this also, you need to work immediately. Now the special question goes, and let's see who answers the special question. Name the writers who were included in a famous group, Areopagus, a literary group. I am sure 99% teachers, even teachers of net, have not even heard it, that there was a literary group in Elizabethans. They were called Areopagus. Areopagus. Areopagus, a literary group. What I'm asking is that what are the names of the members of this group? I have taught this thing in online. They introduced classical meters in English verse. I'm giving you one line. They introduced classical meters in English verse. If you have not read these things, if your teachers didn't teach you these things, this is the time to ask your teachers to teach. And if they are my students only, then ask them that you teach student of Vineet Pandey, why are you not teaching these things? Padlo, to be a JRF, the competition standard of competition has, it's become really tough. Why? Because when we qualified, there were some rare people who qualified net. We didn't have the guidance. So not having the guidance was creating another problem. Now there are people, my own students are teaching, whether it's Arpita, Nirza Raheja, or Unacademy. Unacademy has my students. Grade Up teacher is my student. So everybody is teaching now. So all the students are prepared. Everybody has knowledge. And when everybody has knowledge, the competition increases. So if I tell you that rhyme royal is very important, they ask the rhyme scheme. It's common that even my students must have taught because they are also using my notes. So the question is that are you still sticking to the old notes? Or are you changing it? So what I do, I kept on appearing in NET and GATE exam. Even the recent GATE exam I qualified. Concept is that I keep updating on the basis of questions asked in exams, whether it's a NET exam, SET exam, GATE exam, entrance exams. I collect papers, I go for it, I collect the SET exam papers. I found this question Areopagus. I thought no, it should be included in my notes so that my students can prepare. So that's what I want you to be. Be the best. Be the best, beat the rest. If you are reading all these things, imagine who is going to beat you in the exam. And if you have not read these things, then imagine you are going to compete those who have read these things. Your online wale students, and no doubt there are 2,000 students in my online classes right now. I also understand that 1,000 plus are busy in family life, in married life. 1,000 plus are not able to give 100%. 1,000 plus are doing their post graduation. They cannot do best of it. But the other 1,001 who are reading, revising, following me blindly, listening to my each and every line, because I just tell them this thing that be honest, at least be prepared with my audios. This is more than enough. I've given 7 net toppers, and they are not toppers because of me. I gave the content to everyone. If I say that they are toppers because of me, then I should be ready to take the failures also. So no, they are not toppers because of me. Content was there. It was equal for the students who missed it. It was equal for the students who nailed it. It's their hard work. So if you, even the online students who are listening me right now, if you don't know these things, and I already have taught you, it's your fault. And if one remembers each and every line, gives the best, gets up at 3 a.m., follows everything, and becomes the topper, then again it's his quality, not mine. So all I can do is that I can do justice, being a teacher, giving you the best content. But it's up to you. I make sure that you get the best. I will try my best to give you better than others. But it's up to you whether you read it or you ignore it, right? So let's go for more questions. I know you don't want my philosophy. Like our parents, they give us philosophy, we don't want it. Our teachers, they give us philosophy, we don't want it. But then when we come in an age, we become philosopher for the other ones. So even I don't like to have, suggestions, philosophies. But when I became teacher, I started growing up, I started learning. Now I understand that this philosophy has the real message. All I want to say is that give your best. So let's get back to the next question. The question is that which famous book written by Thomas Sackville is a compilation and also known as the sequel of John Lydgate's Fall of Princes? Which book is known, written by Thomas Sackville, as a sequel of John Lydgate's Fall of Princes? And it was, okay, adding one more line, it was inspired by Boccaccio's Fall of Illustrious Men. Let's see who answers. I'm still sure. Except online, बाकी ने सुना नहीं होगा, I'm sure. Don't mind it. Don't mind it. But yes, it's the reality. If you're not the online students, you have not even heard those things. Next question. Who completed Hero and Leander? The famous work written by Marlowe, Hero and Leander, was completed by It's an easy question from my side. आसान है ये question. Other question, who killed Christopher Marlowe? My students remember the fight. There were three people, I told them. Marlowe, two friends. One friend was killed by Marlowe and another friend killed Marlowe. The one who stabbed him in his forehead, it is said that he stabbed him in his head. Name the person. Which book is called the first book of dramatic theory? Let's see who answers this thing. If I don't have to do my daily things and I'm locked in my room and all I'm supposed to do is just reading, I can make even the Oxford people listen to me. And thanks to University of Delhi and my senior professors for DU and JNU, they keep guiding me. Again, I'm not taking the credit. I must tell you, I swear on my book, whatever I'm learning, it's because of my teachers, DU, JNU professors, all other people, those who have taught me directly, indirectly, and my students. You all are my teachers. You ask me a tough question, you make me read that, and you increase my knowledge. ये हमेशा देखना, मेरा अपना कुछ नहीं है, सब ऊपर वाले ने और आप लोगों ने दिए. So the question goes, ये easy है, it's an easy question. Let's see who answers this thing. The first ever recorded miracle play, I'll make it tough now. Earlier it was easy, I'll make it tough now. The first recorded miracle play, Ludus de Sancta Catharina, was performed in. My question is, where was it performed? Yana chi online students go. Next one. What are the names of the four characters in the famous book 4 Ps? 4 Ps, famous book, 4 characters. What are the names of those characters? From my side, it's easy. Those who are following my online lectures, it's easy. From which book the title Euphuse has been taken? Euphuse word has been taken from which book? Another question. I've stopped counting my questions. All I know is that I'm asking questions. Okay, the question is, the famous writer Thomas Hayward, his famous book Apology for Actors, published in 1612, repeating, famous writer Thomas Hayward, his famous book Apology for Actors, 1612, was discovered by. The question is, who discovered this book, Apology for Actors? और बहुत सारे questions हैं अभी तो we are in Elizabethans only. There are so many questions. The famous work written by Robert Greene, Attacking William Shakespeare. I'm sure आपको लगेगा easy question है. You all are ready now because it's an easy question. The famous work written by Robert Greene, Attack on William Shakespeare, Groatsworth of Wit, right? So the question is that in this book, Groatsworth of Wit, he used a particular phrase for William Shakespeare, which has become a phrase in modern life. One of my my favorite phrase. I also use it, and I also suggest that one should be like that. A famous phrase used by Robert Greene in Groatsworth of Wit to define Shakespeare, which actually stands for Shakespearean writing style. Name that phrase. What is that phrase? The famous work written by William Shakespeare, The Midsummer's Night Dream. The Midsummer's Night Dream has two couples. What are the names of those couples? And write the names of the couple in a pair. So the boy and the girl means the lovers. Don't write all the 4 names. I also want to know if you know who is the boy and who is the girl in love. So, right? So make sure you remember the names. Go for the proper coupling. Another question, Midsummer's Night Dream. The famous drug, the famous chemical which has been used in Midsummer's Night Dream is derived, taken from a flower. What is the name of the flower? What is the term? What term has been used in that particular name? I thought that I'll go for 1700th century, but I think I should not go for so many things. I also understand and I also respect that these, there are so many students. I'm stopping it. There are so many students. They sometimes cannot afford classes. I totally understand this thing. So I also understand that having these tough questions, they can feel that it's because of the shortage of money we are not able to get this knowledge. I feel you. I have seen those kind of things. When you want to learn but you can't afford. All I want to say is the path of success is not the bed of roses. You will have to fight. So when you feel like that you're not able to afford it, remember the Eklavya could not join the class. Arjun had the class of Dronacharya. Eklavya didn't have it. But Eklavya still worked hard. No doubt, I understand that the hard work of Eklavya, it was more tedious, more, painful than Arjun having a direct class. But even the Eklavya did the miracle. So what I want to say is that if you're not an online student, if you're not an offline student, it's totally fine. It's okay. If you can afford, you should join because it's an investment. I invested in my books. Today I take flights. I travel wherever I want. I buy books whenever I want. So go for a right investment. Education is the biggest investment because it will change your life. But in certain cases, you are not able to do that. Then don't lose the hopes. You still can fight. Use these questions, work on your strategy, think how Vineet Pandey studies, how Vineet Pandey teaches, and why Vineet sir has taken questions from various papers. The best benefit of preparing with me is that indirectly you're solving papers. I take questions from the papers, I make it easy in my language. What I try to do is to take toughest thing and make it easy because I understand that students come from small town, students come from Hindi background, they are not well equipped with material, they're not having proficiency in English language. It happens, I understand, I've seen those things. Today I'm a writer of best-selling book. My book is going best-selling. I'm still waiting for my author copies. Even I purchased my own book. And I got one book gifted, given to me, gifted by them for the virtual opening of the book. So I understand that, the demand of the book is rising because so many people, they want to have it. The book is there. It can help you to qualify the exam. But if you want to have complete knowledge, learn, work hard. And whenever you feel that hard work doesn't change your life, there is no success, there is no future, look at me. For me, it's a dream come true. My students love me because I speak from my heart. My parents' income in 2010 was 4,000 and this light is of 3,000. So to see the difference. So just have faith in you, have faith in God, do good to people. Do good to people. Always remember, this is also one of my secret things. I always try to do good to people. If I'm not able to do good, then I make sure that at least I will not do bad. Never ever increase the graph of your, bad things because it is being counted. If you're increasing the graph of goodness, the goodness will come as blessing and you will say that I got lucky. But no, you are not lucky. You have blessings. And I am also trying my best to have a bigger account of blessings. That's what I'm trying right now. So, answer karo. If you're not able to answer, WhatsApp us. I will explain the same questions. Ye sare questions in the live session I will answer. Okay? See you all. And those who want to WhatsApp me, 85870 35827. Thank you so much.